Right now it's time for the Way Black History Fact, and today's Way Black History Fact is sponsored by Major Threads. For innovative, fashionable sportswear, check majorthreads.com. And today's Way Black History Fact is going to be a little different. And again, I know that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is already passed, but whereas last time we did the show, we read, I believe, a letter from a Birmingham jail as the Way Black History Fact. I wanted to kind of double down on that. I'm going to share a series of posts on Bernice King's Instagram. Bernice King is the daughter of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And she posted something that I think really helps us understand what Dr. King stood for and just gives us a moment of pause and reflection. So bear with me. It's not a traditional, typical Way Black History Fact, but I think it's as important. She posted how to commemorate MLK Day as it coincides with Inauguration Day. Again, I know that this is already passed, but I'm sharing this anyway. She says, I've read posts encouraging people on MLK Day to tune in to King Center's MLK Jr. beloved community commemorative service instead of being attentive to the inauguration. Do both. I certainly understand the desire to tune out rhetoric, ideology, and policies with which we passionately disagree and which contradict the spirit of the beloved community. However, we must pay attention to what President-elect Trump speaks on that day, even if by transcript and video later. We cannot develop a love-centered strategy for addressing language and legislation if we are not also strategic in our listening and leadership. This is not the time for ignorance. Earlier on MLK Day, she suggests to watch and listen to the commemorative service where they lift her father's life, legacy, and teachings with a focus on a mission they believe is possible, protecting freedom, justice, and democracy in the spirit of nonviolence, Kingian violence. Contrary to common misconceptions about Kingian nonviolence, it is not passive and it does not cower before injustice and abuse of power. It employs 6 principles and 6 steps to plan for doing the following. 1, educate about and eradicate hate and injustice without soiling our souls by being hateful and unjust. 2, expose the root issues of the social ills and sustain inhumane ideology, that are causing our collective destruction. 3, entwine our efforts to change or transform systems and institutions that discriminate against and violate people based on race, gender, religion, sexual identity, nationality, ethnicity, etc. 4, engage in creating the beloved community around which my mother, Coretta Scott King, said, quote, the beloved community is a realistic vision of an achievable society, one in which problems and conflict exist but are resolved peacefully and without bitterness. In the beloved community, caring and compassion drive political policies that support the worldwide elimination of poverty and hunger and all forms of bigotry and violence. This may seem inconceivable, but we dig into it more leading up to and on MLK Day. I believe that if a critical mass of people join together to move beyond quoting my father to embracing his teachings and comprehensive nonviolent strategy, we can turn our world right side up. We can cultivate and protect freedom, justice, and democracy. In the next month, let's study MLK. And then she links to some of his writings, the letter from a Birmingham jail, which we read last week, which you're welcome to go and download at civiccipher.com. She also wants you to check out his writings, Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community? And The Quest for Peace and Justice, the Nobel Peace Prize Lecture. So you can find out this and more at thekingcenter.org. And I do want to say that I understand that Trump has rolled back, civil rights protections and so forth and so on. And I do understand that their approach is nonviolence and being fortified in this moment. And might be a lot to reconcile, but here we are.